Why other options are wrong? Let's see option 2. Here they use user object ID DAX function. This will return you the Azure object ID. That will not match with the manager mail. Okay, so by using this function we cannot assign the manager can see their own respective country. So we are using the username, that manager email will match to the username. That means username will return the manager mail id, the country manager email will have the manager mail id, both equals, they can see their own country data. Okay, so option B is wrong. It will give the object id that will not match with the manager email. And coming to the option D, create one role for each country. Okay, this will increase the model, but what they asked, they want to minimize it, minimize the row level security. So this will increase the model, like for each role will have a big size. So D also wrong. Option E, relationship between purchase and purchase detail, change the cross filter direction to single. This is also wrong. Why? Because here you can see the model. Okay, now we want the filter by both direction. Okay, here you can see both direction, and the security filter also we need in both direction. If you uncheck this box, this will only give you the visual filters in the both side. Okay, left to right, right to left table. If you check this security filter, then only row level security will apply for this both side direction. Okay, so that we are selecting option C and A. Question number 52. Here they have given one data model. Okay, they said they are imported this data set. Now they are asking two questions and ask us to select from the drop down list box. First one, changing the setting of the relationship will improve query performance. Okay, which thing we need to change? Cardinality, cross filter direction, assume referential integrity. Let's see this model in enlarged view. Now you can see here central table you have, okay, one fact table. From that multiple dimension tables are in the side view. Okay, here what they said, changing the cardinality, already it's in the correct form, one to many, one to many. So here changing the cardinality will not help us to improve the query performance. Second one, cross filter direction. Yes, here you can see cross filter direction, single both, like that. If we change that fact table to dimension table, that will help us to improve the query performance. So correct answer is cross filter direction. Assume referential integrity will only work in the direct query. In the question you can see they said imported dataset. So this is not a direct query dataset. So here that assume referential integrity won't work. So correct answer is cross filter direction. Here single or both you can choose, so that the query performance can be enhanced. Second one, the data model is organized into a which schema. Okay, from the visual you can see it's a star schema, central fact table around with dimension table. So this is a star schema. If it's in a denormalized, further it's denormalized, we can say it as a snowflake schema. And if everything into a single table, we can say it as a denormalized table. Okay, but in our case central fact table surrounded with dimension table, so it's a star schema. So correct answer is cross filter direction and star schema. Question number 53. Here they said they have one Power BI file with 550 MB. Okay, that Power BI file have some fact table with 12 million rows. Okay, it actually refreshed twice a day. In this case the report only have single page. Okay, no multiple pages, only single pages are there. And that single page contains 15 app source visual, 10 default visual. Let's see this in the Power BI desktop. Here the sample example. In visualization pane, here are some default visuals are there. Okay, this is built-in visuals in the Power BI desktop. These are called default visuals. App source visuals means you are getting something from outside of this Power BI, like some other apps you have created, something that you are importing as a visual here. Okay, that's a app source visual. Like that 15 app source visuals in your report page, 10 default visuals in here. Okay, for sample I have created 10 default visuals here and some 15 visuals from the outside other apps. Okay, in this case the user said that report is very slow to load the visuals. Okay, what are the solution we can recommend for this? You can see I have two report pages. You can see in this report I have only one page, so it's loaded quickly. In my other page here are multiple visuals. Let's see, I try to close this and open it again. Okay, in this case it will take some more time to open. Okay, let's see. In practice questions I have this 10 default visuals and 15 app source visuals report page. In this case it will take more time to load the visual. What are all the solutions here? You can see first option, change the DAX measure to use iterator function. No, this will not affect any report loading time. Enable visual interaction, that's a filter and highlight is the visual interaction. If we enable that, that will also increase the time only. Okay, to filter out or to highlight, it will not reduce the load time. And next one, replace the default visual with app source visual. No, you can see 10 default visual, 15 app source visual, all are visuals only. Okay, it will not reduce the load time. Okay, it will take the times as it is. Split the visual onto multiple pages. Yes, this will work because dumping all the visuals in one page will not help you to work it out. So splitting it will help to load it quickly. Implement row level security. No, this row level security will help you to enhance the security. Okay, here we need to reduce the load time. Here you can see first page is loading so many times. You can see all the visuals are loading. Coming to the second page, I have only one visual that will come soon comparing to these visuals. Okay, you can see one visual page comes soon. Here you can see it takes some more time and coming somewhat late. So splitting the visuals into multiple pages will help you to reduce the. Question number 54. They said they have two tables, balances and date, and given one accounts measure. Let's see this here in the table. Here this is the date table and this is the sample balances table. In the report view, I have created for your understanding one table visual with the account ID and the date. From this data you can observe in January we have three different dates and four different accounts. Likewise in February we have two different accounts in one date. Okay, coming to the measure accounts, what it calculating the different count of account ID. Okay, with the last date. Okay, last date, this is the given accounts measure. It's calculating the last date accounts count. Okay, coming to the context, it give date. Date means year, month, day, everything will be included here. In the question they said for year level, month level and day level. In this date, this separately for year level, separately for month level, separately for day level, which will give you the total number of accounts that they are living throughout the hierarchy. For example, first question you can see the table visual will need to show total number of accounts live throughout the year. We need to select the year level. Here I have created another table visual with our measure. First question gives us year level. What's the value? 2. It says for the year last date is February 28. In our data last date is February 28. It giving only the two different account A and C count. But in question they said total number of accounts live throughout the year. It means total number of accounts live throughout the year what? A, B, C, D, 4. But the value is 2. Only giving the last day. So this answer is no. And second visual, we need to select a table visual with our measure accounts with month level. Okay. not a year level, month level. Now, will this give you the account count which is living throughout the month? No. For January, we have how many accounts? For January, we have 4 accounts that live entire January month, but only the value is 3. It means last date of the January 31st, 3 different accounts are there. So, it giving only 3. So, option 2 also no, because this will not give you the total number of accounts lived throughout the month. And coming to the last one, day. Try with the day. For 28, 2 accounts are there. Yeah, this statement is true. That's why the option is yes. Why? Because for 28, there is 2 different accounts. It matches the measure. For 31st, 3 different accounts are there. It matches the measure. Okay, so for this formula, day level is the correct one. So option C only yes. Question number 55. Here they have given 3 tables with some sample data. Okay, they said approximately 30 million records per month. For our visuals, I have created some sample data here. Okay, let's see the data in table view. Okay, companion table. Okay, this is our sample data, companion ID. Likewise, for add and the impression one. Okay, these are all the sample data for us. What's the question? They said they want to minimize the data model size. Okay, you need to create add analytic system, present add impression counts of the day, companion and site name. Okay, this is the requirement. Okay, minimize, we need to minimize the data model size. What are all the 2 action we need to perform? From this option you can see create one to many relationship between tables. Yes, because we need companion from the first table and site name and a day in the third table. Okay, so we need some relationship between these 3 tables. Okay, add impression only we are counting. So one to many relationship is important to get relationship among these tables. So option A is correct. Option B, group the impression query in Power Query. For this 3 columns, aggregate by count rows. Yes, we are counting the impression counts. So grouping will help us to minimize the model size and obtain the impression counts. So option B correct. Option C and D, calculate table and calculate measure. From the option itself you can see creating a calculated table will increase the size. So option C wrong. D also will take much more effort. We need to reduce the model size. So A and B is correct. Let's see this here. This is our sample data. Okay. Try to go in Power Query Editor. Okay. Here which table we need? Impression query. Okay, let's go to impression query. Okay, this is our source. Okay, you can see add id, site name, impression date, impression time. Okay, now what's the option? We need to group impression query by add id, site name and the date. Okay, from these 3 tables we are try to aggregate with count rows. So try to select these 3 columns and group by try to do this in the last step. Okay, group by 3 columns. Okay, advanced, group by new column name impression count, aggregate by count rows. Operation is count rows. Click OK. Now you can see the output is here. Impression count 2, 101 Google, 8 Jan is 2, 101 Bing, 8 Jan is 1. From source you can see 101 Google, 8 Jan with different timings. Okay, it grouped into the value 2. So it, now you can see the model size is minimized. Okay, you have only the impression counts. You can use it for your analysis. Okay, so option A and B is correct. For to achieve this in relationship you need to create one to many like this. Okay, So one to many relationship, and in Power Query editor you need to have group by.